Hey guys, it's Donnie from Create and Talk.
So you got your new phone. You're excited. You're thinking of the things you want to do with your phone. You can't wait to show it off.
Shoot!
But 6 months later, some of us are already thinking of getting the newest one because we think the phone that we have is not cool anymore.
That's usually me. But I realized something. That's why I want to review my 6-month-old iPhone 6s. I got my iPhone 6s maybe a couple of days after it came out. Before that, I had a Samsung Note 4. I've been using an Android phone for about 2.5 years before my iPhone. One of the reasons for the switch is because Verizon Samsung phones take a long time before they release a new update for their software. And since other apps are updating faster than the Verizon software, it's becoming too much for my Note 4. And it's slowing down even though I know the hardware is capable of handling everything.
It's not Samsung's fault, but Verizon is so delayed at sending updates. That's why I switched my phone and switched my carrier, AT&T. The iPhone 6s has the latest A9 chip, which clocks at 1.84 GHz with 2 GB of RAM.
Finally,
It has its own fingerprint sensor technology called Touch ID.
it's hella fast.
Whenever I want to check the time or my notifications, I would accidentally touch the Touch ID, and I would miss all of my notifications on the lock screen. No big deal though. I would practice touching the power button instead. Touch ID works with Apple Pay. I thought I would use it, but I ended up not using it because I didn't like that you had to turn on iCloud for you to enter the credit card information and use Apple Pay. I understand, but I wish there's a way we can keep our information protected in our phone.
Some options would be nice.
The camera is cool because Apple really considers that their customers like to use their phones to keep and share their memories. They really upped the optics on their camera. They finally increased the camera resolution to 12 megapixels. This means the iPhone would be capable of shooting 4K. I was excited about that because I plan to do some video projects with this camera while I save up for a real camera.
And it doesn't disappoint. I don't know why I did that.
My first few YouTube videos I created was with this phone. I downloaded the Filmic Pro app for me to be able to play more with the camera settings manually, like its white balance and focus. I didn't shoot 4K though, because my current computer cannot handle editing in 4K. Even 180p at 60 frames per second was tough for my computer. So I settled for 180p 30 frames per second, and it's still okay. Photos are still nice and bright. It's bright in low light, but the noise is still visible. The front camera has a 5 megapixel sensor, and I do use it often for FaceTime and some selfies, if I have to.
I don't like selfies.
The 3D touch feature, I thought it was a gimmick, but I kind of could see how this feature could be well implemented in apps. The peek and pop gestures are very helpful for checking links without completely switching to another page of the app. But the app I really liked that used the 3D touch feature was iMaschine. It was a lot of fun using 3D touch on the app, and Native Instruments was able to place as much features on this app for a better workflow. They use 3D touch really well. I don't play games that much, so I waste my time creatively with this app.
Oh, right. I forgot to talk about the best feature of this device. It's also a phone!
What
Can you believe it? I don't know how Apple did that. Fitting this big thing into this one? Oh, the future's right here. What? It's a phone to begin with? Kidding aside.
The phone speakers are very clear as a speakerphone. Everyone can hear me well, and I can hear everyone well. Even the headphones that they included are engineered well to work with this phone.
Word of advice to all other phone manufacturers and US carriers. Please work on how to include a set of headphones to ship with your phones.
Battery life is okay. I look at Twitter, check Facebook often, a few YouTube videos, mail and calendar, web browsing, and maybe 1 hour total on the phone on average. The games kill the battery life the most, so a backup battery will be handy. As far as build quality and its construction is concerned, it's pretty expected from Apple that they have made the best quality products in the industry. I really like the design, that's why I hesitate to put a case on it. And because of that, my iPhone is prone to scratches and nicks. The screen did crack when I dropped the phone right about knee high from a rocky concrete. It cost about $140 to replace the glass from Apple.
The performance of my phone is still great.
It's fast, it doesn't lag as much. It lags sometimes with some games, a few hiccups, but I think that's because of the apps that are open in the background.
I wish Apple has a kill all apps feature like in the Android instead of turning off background apps one app at a time. Overall, there are a few features that I missed from my Android days. But I expected that when I got this phone. What I gained was simplicity. So what did I realize from this review? I love this phone. I'm not an Apple fanboy or an Android hater or anything like that. I'm just a fanboy for things that work well. And so far, this phone has worked for me well. I plan to keep this phone for at least 2 years until it doesn't work well for me anymore and eventually break off that itch for that new thing. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. You can put your comments on the bottom and please subscribe to my channel. Again, this is Donnie. I hope to see you in the next video. Take care.